Morning, folks. Endeavour not to make any Christian jokes today, at least until I can think of a good one. How's about that for a compromise? Busy, very, at the front gate. You can see the troopers are heading back in after morning inspection. This big beauty here is a bit restless. I'm not sure why. I'm also not sure how we just arrived, who we're looking at. We know the trooper, but we don't know which horse she's on. However, let's find out. Could be one from yesterday, might be a new one. Instinctively, I think it's a new one. So look at the list, guys, and wait for the captain. Let's have a look. Infinity is who we're looking at, everybody. Seen the horse before. Wasn't he yesterday though? That's interesting. So they are rotating around. Looking back at the list from yesterday, we had to start Whirlwind and Tallahassee, didn't we? And they were replaced latterly by Lincoln and Neptune. So yesterday was an interesting day because we had a couple of new ones. Today, Infinity out. Not a new one, but a new one looking through the list in terms of the last few weeks. Yeah, I'm going back to February. Trinity Nimbus. Yeah, we're going back all the way to February. Not seeing Infinity on the list, guys. It's been a while since this horse was here, that's for sure. It's very, despite the fact that it isn't super sunny, it's very, very, very busy. This is just the group at the front gate. Bearing in mind nothing's happening at the front gate yet. Although the tourists are obviously curious as to why there are so many other people waiting. Look. So Infinity. About to finish. Captain will come out, have a little inspection. Hopefully at this end first, then the other end. If not vice versa. Or to be honest, depending on who it is, it might be a lieutenant. He might just think, you know what, I can't be bothered. There's no guarantee, but we'll see in a moment. Meanwhile, I can start today's horse diary list, with Infinity. I don't know which one we've got at the other end, guys. I didn't have the time to look, and it's so busy that I don't think at the moment it really fundamentally matters. More interesting which one's going to come out to replace Infinity and whoever's at the other end. Instinctively, just looking along, I think the one at the other end, same trooper as yesterday, I'm pretty sure he's on Neptune again. Neptune's got that really kind of fuzzy, fluffy mane and forelock, which is why some of you thought it was Yosemite. They do look very much alike. Plus they both have very foamy mouths, so it could easily have been either. So we've got a few people, guessing employees of London District, that are in the yard, walking their dog, whilst we're waiting for the officer. Been a couple of weeks at least that I was here for a Saturday morning inspection, so my money's on it being a captain in all likelihood. We should see him march through any moment. He's either going to come through and go over to the Chitsman or pass at the back of the box. Right, okay, so they definitely are expecting an officer out. Police have just told everybody to get themselves back behind the bollards. This is the moment when a lot of people seem to think they can walk through the front gate. Nicely cleared, pretty quick. Both the officers are on it this morning. We're at roughly 10 minutes past 11, everybody. Infinity cannot wait to go and get his, I think, breakfast. Understandably. Thanks also, guys, for the feedback yesterday vis-a-vis what to do. Yard, front yard, whatever. I will continue instinctively to mix it up and wander around depending on what I think might be the most interesting spot. It's much more difficult here at this time of the year when it's getting crazy busy. Because if I'm at the front and something happens in the yard, getting from this point to that point, problematic. Anyway, 2 new horses. So did the captain or lieutenant skip the inspection, or nope, he didn't. There he is. I can see him, look. He's there. So I don't know if he's actually going to come out when the new horses are on. They usually inspect the current horses. Let's see. At least the officer's here. Plus we get to see which 2 new beauties they're bringing out. Will we see Ormond? Unlikely. I'm 90% certain he's not in the yard looking at the 2 that are. Anyway, here they come. Camera at the ready for the hoof number. Woo. I can't wait. Impatient horse. Massive number of people behind me, folks. Not just along the front here, but behind me to the Downing Street left. Packed. Oh, we've got a real black beauty here with 2 socks, 2 white socks. Right, let's see. Again, another different one to yesterday. Who is it? It is Shackleton, folks. Yep. Return of the Shack. I am. Yeah. Thank you. So you're going to make me blush in the middle of my own video. Shackleton. Yeah. I've got a list. I made a list. So guys, yeah, this is Shackleton, just returned. Shortly, hopefully, we're going to see Captain. It's so busy though, so I'm worried about when they open the gates. Where's everyone going to go? Yep. Crazy busy. We've got a 50-50 chance, guys, of the captain coming to this end or the other end. I mean, instinctively, when they hold open the side gate nearest to us, he tends automatically to walk out of there, but never any guarantee. Let's see. I actually forgot, to be honest, that they do the horses, then gatesman, shitsman. I mean, this taking quite a long time isn't necessarily a bad thing, because it means that at the back there's going to be an enormous backlog, pile-up of people hoping to get through to the front. They would have got stuck here after going to the palace this morning and find out there's no guard change. Oopsie. The toys get impatient looking through the box like, what's going on? Just finishing up, we're going to see the new gatesman coming in a moment. It's been a long time, folks. I swear it's been last year that we saw Shackleton here. Awfully long time since he was here. And what a beauty he is, eh? Teeniest little marks over his right eye. Oh, look, he's listening to us. Yeah, Shackers. I know that everyone calls him Shackers, guys. Right, there is the new gatesman marching in, thinking to himself, my God, what have I let myself in for by signing up for 4 more years? And the gates heaved open. And the run for food begins, guys. Oh, wait. Okay, a little bit of a meltdown there. Kid had a meltdown. Mum's like, you know what? I'm the boss. You do what I say. Which, to be honest, is kind of fair, I guess. At least in some respects. Okay, let's get myself forward. Boom. And see what's going to happen with people coming through the gate from the back. We've seen the deluge from the front to the back. Let's see what happens vice versa as people start to arrive and notice glorious Shackleton. He's like, good morning to you, madam. Oh, tourists reading out the sign behind me. Always love the fact that some tourists get here, read out the sign. Why? Because it means they've got no excuse if they get in trouble, end up looking silly on my video. Okay, so got the gate, the guard, and return of the shack, folks. Shake Shack. Oh god, here we go. Already forgot to stand in front of the camera. It's going to be one of those mornings. Might need to get way in front of the bollard today to keep up with it. I'm tempted to sort of try and march through the centre gate, through this huge deluge, but you know what? No. Why? Because we won't get a spot this clear in the front. And having spent more time in the yard yesterday, I will endeavour to give the horses some time and attention. Easier said than done though, people, I tell you. Especially when we're dealing with this. Okay, let's see. People tend to stop and just leave their pram or pushchair in a key space, fundamentally blocking the gate for a lot of other people. This is how the build-up happens here sometimes, and there's a huge backlog of people trying to get through. There's not really much space for them to do it. Should be a sort of a no stopping. Finally somebody's realised. Troopers already, you know what? Let's quit together. Okay, somebody just gently nudged her out of the way. Some kids climbing on the gates. Yeah. Seem to think that Mummy and Daddy took her to London Zoo today. Obviously no concept of it being a listed, grade 1 listed building. That is pity, really. My money would also be on them being British, for those who care. Hey, all good? Yeah, alright, pretty much. It's going to be a fun day. I'm ready for it. Yeah, what do you think, guys? Should I go and tell Mum about letting her kid jump all over the fence? Nah, why? No, I mean, they just opened the gates. They just opened the gates for the inspection, which is now done. I don't think so. I mean, I haven't seen him yet. Other interesting thing, folks, is that even though the officer was out and about, he didn't decide to come to the front. Very curious. Eh? I'm thinking it's probably because there were simply too many people for him to fluidly come out, conduct the inspection, and go back in again. Yeah. Or maybe he thought to himself, you know what, I don't want to walk through the gates when there are kids hanging all over them. I guess that could be it. I remember Shackleton being a big softie. I don't think we've ever had any issues with him, certainly in terms of biting or trying to throw tourists. But there's always a first time, guys. We can live in hope. Oh, what is she feeding him, I wonder? They're all waiting, look. What shall we feed the horse? Funny thing is, when I came out this morning, guys, it was eerily quiet on the street in central London. You know, rich people that live in the centre go to Provence or Tuscany, or, you know, insert name here, Greek island, during their kids' holidays, Easter and summer. Typically, they're replicated, but not really replicated. They're replaced, is the word I was looking for, by Western European tourists, primarily. Lots and lots and lots of Frenchies, but I don't think this time there are as many tourists as there were locals. It is busy, it's very busy here at Horseguards, it always is. But in West London, central West London, very, very surprising actually. Very surprising. In a good way. Oh, I can't fit the two bros in. There we are, just. Bro plus bro equals bro. Boom. They're in. Other people are kind of queuing up, waiting. However, I can't decide. Oh, just realised I need to take the brakes off. That's a good point. Yep, take the brakes off, ladies and gents, and then the chair will move. Oh, she's looking wary. They've chosen a good one though, because this horse won't nip, no way. We'll have a look, folks, in a moment. I'll see which horse is at the other end. Despite the number of people that we've got here, and as you can see as I walk away, it's very, very busy. We've noticed, haven't we, in the past few months that people getting really kind of in the horse's face is becoming atypical. Before, the morning deluge would start and everybody would rush forward, a million hands on the horse's nose and face. For some reason, I can't begin to think what it is. That's stopped. Most of the time. Not entirely, but most of the time. Good numbers in the yard. It looks like they've staffed the arches in the same way they did yesterday, the same shift pattern. So the trooper that we're looking at now was also the first. Actually, no, he wasn't the first. He was the second, and he's also the second today because they just replaced him. The second gatesman. Yeah, second gatesman of the day. And indeed on the other side. Trooper number 2. Very serious, actually, to be honest, very serious. Can't say I blame him. It's on the sunny side today. Oh. It just made... I don't know why. It just made everybody jump. But then he laughed. Trooper laughed when he did it. Hold on a second. He laughed. Wait, I think I know why he laughed. One second, guys. All will be revealed. Now he's looking super serious, but not for long. Oh, little G. This being the problem with mobile phone invention, folks. Yeah. There were good intentions initially, but you can see what happened. He's not going to laugh now, and no, he's not. Yeah. The reason he was laughing, he lost his composure briefly, is that his family are here, off to my left. I don't know that trooper well enough to talk to his family, so I'm not going to push myself in. I don't think it's fair. And I only include family moments if I know them or they've already said to me beforehand, look, my family are going to be there. Can you film it? Fair's fair, after all. But that, I think, is the reason. All right. It's annoyingly hot, no? Like, very unpleasantly hot. I think it's going to get hotter. Yeah, I know. But don't wear enough and you get a bit cold standing around. Wear usuals and it's just too sticky. Yeah, especially with all your kit. Right, folks. Let's see. Oh yeah, maybe move your kit out of the way. Okay, luckily, it seems the majority of people are being respectful. However, it's going to take one or two clowns that are not paying attention, and we know what will happen then. And that might well be me if the trooper decides to come back in through the gate. In which case I will of course move out the way very quick, smart. I couldn't imagine what it's like, folks, to have this many eyes and cameras and so on you when you do your job. Imagine. I mean, yes, we know it's a ceremonial public-facing role when they're up here in London and not at Borford, but my goodness me, I mentioned this before, it's not easy, is it? So many people gawping, some people joking, laughing, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I couldn't do it. Got a lot of respect for those that can. Yeah, the horse briefly freaked out. It's the veterans, I think, doing an Easter run.
Down at the Senator.
Yeah, I mean, only one of the horses lost it, luckily, and only briefly. Only one of the horses lost it yesterday. Yep. Yeah, look at this, guys, at the front. Other horse has got super unusual markings on his head. Now, the chances of me getting anywhere near it are not far off zero, I think. This is what you've got. Look. I mean, beautiful because it's sunny and it's bright and the air is clear. And chaos as well. Glorious chaos, I think, is the best way to describe it. But I'm patient, guys, so let's wait until everybody gets out of the way. And then we'll get a good spot. Even the actual official photographers are struggling a little bit this morning to get good shots. They just can't get close enough, either at the front or inside. If I turn around, this is what we're dealing with. And today is actually not a holiday, everyone. It's a normal day. See what shiny hooved beauty we've got here.
එයාලට බෝකයක් නැහැ. මේ අක්කා බස් එක යන්න විනාඩි 6යි.
ඔව් 8ක් කරපන් යන්නේ.
විනාඩි 8ක් පයින් යනවා. යනවාද? පයින් යනවාද බස් එක යනවාද? බස් එක පයින් යනවා.
Find that. Chit-chatty group that were right in front of me have now moved, which means we are horse side folks. So close to horses. Like, what are you doing here? However, we're so close we can't read the number. Yep, I know. That's why I tried to keep back a little bit, because it just looks ridiculous, doesn't it? Yep. Yeah, official photographer's not in a good mood this morning.
Can you come here then? Can you come with you? Lacey, do you want?
Mind the physique of this horse.
Come in, come in. Sit.
Oh, it's a nibbler.
They lick you. Oh, you can do it.
You're not allowed to touch him.
Well, you're not allowed to touch the rein.
Oh, a little bit of an argument breaking out. Some tourists saying you can't touch, some saying you can touch with all the reins.
The other one looks more lively.
Give me a kiss.
Right, I think I've got the number. 1 second.
Touch the reins, that's their word. Hang on, they want to coach you. You don't want to pitch load.
I think, I mean, looking and also from the number, I think we've got young man, but don't quote me on that yet, guys. I can't get it clear enough to be 100% sure. I think it's young man. We're going to unfortunately get some heads and stuff, guys, in the frame today, just by numbers here. Also, remembering those two hooves, the white socks, and I'm pretty sure from the number that I'm right. I've no idea what's going to happen if the police horses come along, because I tell you what, a lot of people need to move out of the way for them to get through the gates, like a lot. Oh, so yeah, just smudge the beautifully polished leather tack. As usual. We see it all the time. Let me get out of this spot for a minute, guys. It's so crazy over there. Magic wand, I would prefer to be in the yard most of the day, but I did agree, guys, that we're going to sort of, you know, shake it up, swap it around and stuff. The gatesman is an expert at stamping to get everybody to be like, oh, and move away really quickly. That's better. The light in here is perfect. And he's gone for a quick break. Can't say I blame him. Ironic, isn't it, that a lot of people are more respectful of my camera than of what the troops are doing here. What I mean by that, I mean they get out of the way far quicker when they see my camera coming along, which is odd because, yeah, it's on a big pole, but the trooper's got a sword, which is going to do more damage, realistically. I wonder. It's okay. First people, folks. Look, no jacket, no top, whatever, short sleeves. And she's not the only one. There are plenty. I think most people, like myself, are massively overdressed today, not anticipating just how warm it was going to be. Story of my life. Oh, that didn't take long, did it? Somebody just wandered into the archway and got in trouble. Who? No idea, let's find out. I think it might have been this bro here in the jacket. Oops. Naughty, naughty. See what I mean, guys? The moment that I walked away, somebody gets shouted at. Nosy tourist, no doubt. Oh, woman thought I was talking about her. It's like, sorry. It's like, I actually wasn't talking about you. Oops. Yeah, this trooper is poised, guys. He is the Blues and Royals Gatesman version of Ormond. Very fast on the reactions. Okay, let's wait for them to finish their little meltdown off the camera on the left. The only thing is, whether you see it or not, there's no way of knowing if somebody wandered in there while they were being filmed on purpose for their, own personalised reaction video, or whether it was a genuine mistake. Yesterday was a good example of that, in fact. Actually, there have been several good examples of that this week, thinking about it. Some people have genuinely got in trouble and were completely innocent. Others were completely guilty. I was kind of hoping that we would see this gatesman heading into the tunnel today, or to the front. We still might, there's plenty of time, let's see. Bearing in mind tomorrow, everybody, the troopers are back in summer order. Okay, this is the last day with cloaks and winter order. Yeah. So tomorrow we should be seeing cuirasses, polished, shiny, and spectacular. And it's funny because a lot of the people that are here today don't know they're going to be getting the final shots of the year. It's the year. I mean, yes, they'll be back in winter order later. The final shots for a good part of this year would be a better way to say it. Before, they're back to summer order. To be honest, I don't think they can wait, actually. Fit as these guys are, it's very, very warm to be walking around full stop, but to be walking around with a sword. And the cloak is really heavy, folks. I've worn one of those cloaks. It is crazy heavy. let alone the sunlight on the helmet and so on and so forth. At least everyone's kind of waiting their turn, aren't they? Look. And then moving when someone else wants to come up. A lot more fluid here than at the front with the horses. And that, for the moment, is it. Haven't yet seen any of the usual suspects in terms of the large, unwieldy large tour group. Chose a good moment to move back because the trooper is likely to do his rounds again. Actually, wait, hold on. There we go, spot on. Here he comes. Good to see the tourist moving that swiftly out of the way. We know he's brutal because we've seen it if people get in his way. Let's hope it's not this guy and his kid. It's funny, a lot of people are saying, oh, still got their winter coats on. They have still got their winter coats on, but not for much longer. I think most people are seeing the troopers actually today are generally surprised that they're still wearing winter coats because it's way too hot, folks. Way too hot for those cloaks. Who? You're right. I looked here earlier. There must have been, what, 15 people standing here in the line, which is completely ridiculous.
I only came 17 minutes ago.
Much better now. This is why I thought, you know what, get to the front quick while everyone's gone. Where did they all go? To that end? Lucky. So, yep, everyone's left, guys. There was an absolute Hadrian's Wall of people filming. Oh, this gent appears to have left his socks at Trafalgar Square, which is unfortunate, really, considering there's all sorts of dirt on the street here, not to mention horses' muck, urine, and all sorts of other stuff. So yeah, barefoot is probably not the smartest idea along Whitehall, but hey, who am I to comment? I actually wonder how you ride a bike with metal pedals barefooted. It can't be an easy thing to do. It's got riding shoes actually. You probably just pop them off. It's very hard to walk on cobbles with riding shoes.
¿Ya? ¿Y qué es la última?
Actually, folks, while I'm right in front, before I forget, let's grab that hoof number. As I said, I'm pretty sure it's young man. Yeah, it is. Rare example again of me getting it right. 4 white socks. I mean, I should have really noticed, I guess. 4 white socks.
Ha saltado de todas formas, Lisa. Ha saltado. Y a lo mejor no salta porque tiene luz.
I wonder how many pictures she needs on the right.
Ya está.
We're not under any circumstance going to see that horse nipping anyone. He's way, way, way too chill. Just like Shackleton, actually. It's interesting they've chosen 2 of the horses to put at the front in this shift, and obviously they'll change over next, but then again they'll be back out at 2 o'clock. Actually, they'll be back out at 1 o'clock. What am I talking about? They'll be back out at 1 o'clock. I think that's intentional. I think they probably thought to themselves, you know what, yeah, it could be fun to put out Ormonde or similar horses this weekend, but it will be more trouble than it's worth, because if something went very wrong, they need to swap the horse anyway. And we know 100% Ormonde will not last the whole weekend here at the front. No chance. Somebody would get nipped. He'd need to be taken off and replaced. So, hey, why bother with so much work? Why not just put the replacement out first?
Yeah, if you join the army, and they ask you what you're interested in, if you say you want to be a royal guard, they might, they give you extra training and they put you in this part of the army.
There's a tour guide there saying that if when you join the army you say you want to be a royal guard, then they will often assign you and provide extra training. I mean, I don't know if that's true. I've never been told that or heard that before, but hopefully somebody can confirm. I don't think we're going to see the usual thing with the police horses riding through here today either. I really don't. Front is an absolute paradise for people that come here with nefarious intent, i.e. pickpockets. Today it really is. A lot of folks dressed up nicely. Hey, all good? Some of the guys are getting their groups ready super prematurely. Oh no, I'm missing something. In fact, a lot of the tour guides that are here today with large groups I've never seen before. Conversely, a lot of the regular tour guides, especially the Spanish ones, most of whom are lovely, I haven't seen a single one of them yet. Then again, I know that for them it's seasonal work, typically spend 3 months a year here. And one told me she could make more in 3 months here than a year. And where was she from? She should tell me, I've forgotten now. Tenerife, yeah. To make in 3 months here as a London tour guide, what you can make working for 3 months in Tenerife. How about that, guys? You wouldn't believe it, would you? Oh. Shaq knows we're here, he can tell, look. Out the way, so the trooper can do his job. Far too many people don't get out of the way quick enough. When they need to clear the yard in a minute, it's going to be a problem. Look at it, folks, look. I sort of split about whether we should be in here or at the front. At the front in the scrum.
People going in and you start walking in.
I'm not convinced it's actually going to be possible to see anything at the front.
Subimos el vídeo, tenemos vídeos del cambio de guardia con 3 caballos.
There's me thinking that Easter Sunday would be this bad. Luckily, the weather forecast, luckily, I mean it is compared to today, luckily tomorrow it's going to be relatively cool. Okay. Let's hope it lasts. I'm not optimistic, to be honest, but the bollards, the whole bollard area along the front. Wow. In a minute they're going to tell everybody to move, it's going to be a problem. Go ahead. There's one teeny weeny gap which I'm about to fill and then boom. There's no more space at the front at all. Basically just brought reinforcements out, I think they need it. You can see how many gimbals and phones there are here with people recording today, myself included. But this is why I prefer to try and stay back a little bit, because when you get stuck in that spot right in front of the horse, potentially on a day as busy as today, you're there for 15-20 minutes and you can't move because people surround you behind lots of kids, buggies, pushchairs, and it's just you get stuck. Getting huge deja vu for this time last year and the summer. My friend is like, you know what, I'm going home. Can't say I blame him. Okay, they're going to start to clear it. That's where it's going to get interesting. You can hear everybody, I'm guessing, saying that there's no space, because there isn't. There really isn't. This is why folks, you get so many heads. Look, it's just. There we go. There's, oh, some people have been clapping. Yeah, he just, I don't know, I can't say I blame him. I don't know how he feels. Loads of people in front of me pushing as well because they couldn't be bothered to walk around to the back.
You're going to have to move down into that gap, guys. Just spread out a bit because you don't want to get hit by the others. Big gap there.
That's it. That's what I was hoping for, folks.
Officers
telling everybody they're not back enough. Welcome, folks, to chaos. Too close to this trooper, he's going to shout at them again, 100%. You see that sigh? It's like, nah.
Liam, siehst du was? Oder wechseln mit Liam? Kannst du an der Seite von dem Dank?
4 officers, NDP officers dealing with this crowd. To be honest, I don't think even 8 would be enough. 2 in the yard, 2 at the front here. Tourists getting very moody at getting told to move. So making sure my phone's safe in my pocket, folks. I can barely physically move right now, completely jammed. Lucky the corporal of horse is going to come right toward the camera. Last corporal of horse, guys, apologies. This is how close folks are, look. Oh, well done, the trooper, look, brilliant. He brought them super tight with the crowd to make a point, you see that? That's the closest I've ever seen the horse being brought to people behind the bollards. That was really close. They're shaking their heads. Get ready, folks. Look at this. Look. This horse has just had a moment. He's not a happy bunny. I'm not sure what's going on here. Again, Lady Trooper, as usual, just like yesterday, completely under control. No matter what happens, she never, ever loses her cool. One of the very best blues here, full stop. I think you'd all agree with that. I don't know why the horse is not in a good mood. I'm just literally going to stand right in the middle here, folks, and let you see what absolute chaos it is around us. I can't remember actually which One second, everyone. Folks, stop pushing. I'm not sure what he doesn't like, but he's not happy. Meanwhile, at the front gate,
You want to get in there, so.
we're going to go against the crowd, everyone. That's right, we're going to the yard. Honestly, I didn't want to say too much, guys, because, wow, the pushing and shoving and the elbows there on the line, oh my good lord. Even in the summer, I don't remember it being that bad. Wow. I mean, that was, yeah. No one being aggressive or rude or disrespectful or whatever, but just the sheer number of people meant there was massive pushing, shoving, jostling, etc. for a spot. That's really, really unpleasant, to be honest, like really. And if something happened at the front, for example, I think if there were going to be a problem at the front would be much more likely to be a vehicle accident. And that could be a huge issue because people are all facing the box, they're facing the horses, they're facing the yard. No one is really paying any attention to what's going on behind them on the main road. God forbid a vehicle came off the road, somebody with speed, something went wrong at the front. That would be, I think, the biggest problem here. The issue would realistically never be people getting trampled by a large horse, I don't think. Because worst way, they'd run around the horse through the box or through the front gates. But something happening behind with that fast-moving traffic, with numbers like this, good heavens, shocking. The popularity of horse guards, eh? And guards that I know that were on duty here 10, 15, 20, even 30 years ago told me lots of stories about what could and couldn't be done with tourists back then. Okay, they had a lot more flexibility to deal with naughty tourists, okay, and there was a lot more respect. Generational thing, okay? A lot more respect. But they all say the same thing. It was never, ever, ever, ever this busy or popular, even close to it, even on the busiest days of the year. Lovely lady decided to move out of the way. We move in, guys, and we will finish today's video at this end, no matter what happens. So if I move again, I'm not going to be getting it even close. No idea what happened to the guy with no shoes. Let's hope he's alright. Basically just like, why do we get this shift? I can't say I blame it at all. Here's an interesting comment, folks, I just read. Poor horses, get rid of the guards and save some taxpayers' money or charge a fee to watch this farce. Interesting comment. I like reading comments from people that clearly have not spent any time to educate themselves about the function both historical and ceremonial, of the guard here, but I'm guessing Christian Maida, you're probably not British, so open a book, my friend, educate yourself, and then you might not be so angry about, as you describe it, this farce. The only farce around here is your comment, which I've just deleted, so thank you for adding that. I can't think of anywhere else in London that makes so many people so happy pretty much all of the time. Even if there were not an actual historical royal ceremonial function for HCAV, I think that it would be wonderful that they're here purely because they bring so much joy to people. We see it all the time. So if, God forbid, and I really do mean this, Britain ever ends up being a republic, I sorely hope that never happens, certainly not during my lifetime, because we know what sort of corrupt, nepotistic system would replace it. I hope that they would retain the guard. Yes, it might then be a Republican guard, it might be a presidential guard, but let's hope that it's retained no matter what. I mean, if France, who got rid of their royal family, what are we talking? Not far off 250 years ago, still have a guard with 500 horses. Yes, it's a Republican guard. But you know what? So should we. Trying to do one little walk again, folks, before we finish. A few people that are filming actually have been in the same spot for an hour and a bit without moving, which I guess in some respects is smart, because if something happens where you're standing, you're going to get it. But I do prefer to move around. I don't like to stay in one spot. I'm not sure why. My actual favourite spot here of all time, guys, is across the road, outside Raffles, filming over, so you can really get an idea of just how bad it is in terms of the number of people. Good bad, but bad nevertheless. Look. The other thing is, when it's this busy, especially at the front, it's very hard to engage with people. Like if there are people that are watching what I'm doing or look like they want to talk, and we do have that quite a lot. This is how those chats happen with tourists or with groups. Occasionally. Okay. Someone's little kid almost ran under my feet. But that doesn't work. Yeah, it's a virtual impossibility when the crowds are thronging. I'm not sure why, and I mean this in a very respectful way, I'm not sure why ladies wearing a full burqa, hijab, niqab, whatever, etc. I like to get pictures with a guard. The reason being, the only people that would know that they're in the images are themselves or the person that took the picture that day. So it seems somewhat self-defeating. It's almost no different to, remember we've had this issue with a lot of kids that cover their faces or pull up a scarf or a bandana or whatever, and you think, what's the point, because you can't see yourself.
Did you say that, Rude? Yeah.
Help me understand, guys. Anyone here wear a full face covering and can explain why getting pictures in public areas is useful or even beneficial if you can't really see anything? I mean, okay, you can see your eyes, that's about it. And it's funny because even my best friend, who is a French Muslim, and we know how strict, very, very strict, the laws are in France at the moment, certainly vis-a-vis coverings, and they've got new controversy now about this new proposed law vis-a-vis what you can or can't wear in school. She finds it bizarre. Yeah, very much so. And she's from a family where most cover their faces. She doesn't, but most do. One interesting thing I will finish up with, guys, I came across this yesterday and I thought, you know what, that's something that I should probably let all of you know about because it's massively relevant. So I'm going to head over into the corner where we've got relative peace and quiet, but we can film through the gate. There was a story yesterday on the BBC News about a situation in Israel that's very controversial. Why is it controversial? Well, it's because a certain group, the ultra-Orthodox Haredi group, that we often see here causing problems with the guards, are locked in a dispute with the Israeli government. Why? Well, the Israeli government is proposing that ultra-Orthodox Jews do start serving in the military. Huge issue right now because so many people have been called up from different groups in Israeli society that there's massive pressure from Israeli society as a whole on these ultra-Orthodox groups to have their military exemption abolished, and that they will be liable for conscription just like everybody else. Even more interesting than that is the fact that they have already taken a step to strip funding for those that have completed their religious studies but are still claiming some kind of an exemption. So very interesting, very interesting. Why is it relevant to us? Well, one popular criticism we get here of the Haredi group is that because they're exempt from military service, they clearly don't respect the purpose and function of military service, okay? i.e. defense of one's country, etc., etc. Now, yes, we would all agree that different groups should have exemptions, for example, for religious study, for being a certain age, for disability, etc., etc. All kinds of different exceptions, which mean that you're able to avoid service. However, the exception that they've enjoyed for a long time, which has been studying the Torah, the Israeli government are putting massive pressure on the Orthodox representatives in the Knesset, the Israeli parliament, to agree that that funding is either going to be limited, restricted, or, if some kind of agreement isn't reached, completely abolished. Which means that all of the ultra-Orthodox groups will then need, just like everyone else, to fight in the Israeli military. Oh, there we go. Almost had a couple of tourists get in trouble as we finish up. So I'm sure a lot of you will be delighted to have heard that. All about equality and everything else, and that equality should apply, rightly so, across all of those groups. And perhaps if conscription were introduced and that particular group were eligible to sign up, they would have a very different attitude to the troopers that they encounter here or when they choose to visit. That's all I'll say about that, but that seems a highly appropriate thing to finish on, because that, folks, was in the BBC yesterday. Let me just read you the title of the story so that you can all Google it if you'd like to read it. Fascinating read and very well written by the BBC journalist. One moment. The story is, here it is, 1 second. No, just published 20 hours ago. Here it is, look. Israeli crisis. Just having trouble picking it up. Come on, phone. There we are. Israeli crisis deepens over ultra-Orthodox draft. Anyway, you get the point. Yep. Crisis deepens over ultra-Orthodox draft. Let's hope they have to sign up. Let's hope they have to sign up. That would really change certain attitudes here, wouldn't it? Anyway, guys, regretfully, we're at the end. Yeah. What a very peculiarly action-packed, certainly in terms of the number of people, day. But I'll be back tomorrow, guys, Easter Sunday. In the meantime, because you'll be watching Sunday's video on Sunday afternoon, evening, happy Easter, everybody, from me, wherever you are, whichever religion you are a member of or believe in. We are, at the end of the day, all exactly the same, regardless of what we believe. What I mean by that, we all bleed the same colour, don't we, at the end of the day. Anyway, noon here at horseguards. There's our closing shot. Not this guy's bushy hair, but the clock tower, bell tower. Yeah, it's actually 16 minutes past noon. Back soon, folks. Oh, hold on. Just as I was about to finish, that happens. I don't know why it happened or how it happened, but good Lord, that horse really bolted out of the box crazy fast. I'm next to the gate. Again, luckily it's one of the most experienced horsewomen in the entire household cavalry with this massive horse. Will she try and take it back in? Just so I was about to finish then. No idea what spooked the horse, folks. No idea at all. She's taking him back round. Gosh, that was a huge surprise. Wow. How well did she handle that, guys? An absolute expert champion horsewoman. I'm sure you'd all agree. Not even for a moment did she look concerned by that. What a marvel. Anyway, I'm not going to dwell. I was at the end. A little bit of drama after the drama. Police officers actually closing the boxes now, which is rare. Incredible. I mean, really, really incredible to see that. Goodness me. Officers are keeping an eye out now. Let's see, 1 second. How quickly she settled him back down again. What a wonder, eh? To be honest, if any horse is going to go crazy, this is the best trooper to be on. No, she never ever loses her cool no matter what happens. But he's not happy, this horse, is he, at all? What happened? Anything happen, or you just no noise or anything? Yeah? And just boom. I just turned the camera and just ran through the front gate. Crazy. Anyway, enjoy, I'm done. You guys this weekend, wow. Please keep an eye out. Yeah, troopers completely chill. Folks, I'm out of here. Hopefully all will be well. Horse will settle. Other troopers here to see. I don't think actually in all the time we've ever been filming here have we seen this lady trooper, one, look concerned or phased, two, put her hand anywhere near the panic button, or three, look as though she's going to be thrown or have an issue staying on the horse. Marvel, eh? And a credit to the regiment, she really is. Guys, back tomorrow. Bye for now.